Okay, so I have some explaining to do because I said I was going to post vlogs all throughout the production of Premise. And Premise is now complete. Wow. What an experience. Nothing like I thought it'd be. So much more challenging, so much more fulfilling. Really amazing shoot back home. And I'm kind of reacclimating to life because I've never been to war, but returning home from New York sort of felt like the closest thing I might come to returning from war. Just in a whirlwind of production, set life, and just all of the emotional experience of a production like that. I had every intention to be vlogging throughout the shoot, and I shot a lot of behind-the-scenes content. I'm just not sure how much of that I can really start showing or talking about. We had something happen in week one of the shoot that is one for the books and really tested our fortitude as producers to really pivot and move forward. But I can't really talk about it right now. I realized early in that at least charting the premise journey isn't something I can necessarily do in real time. Some of these things you have to sort of reflect on after the fact, after the dust has settled. But let me just report that we have an amazing film in the can that we completed with an amazing crew, an amazing director in Eric Schultz, an amazing team. Ross O'Connor, Liz Astor, Chad Harbold, Justin and myself are just grateful to have that core producing team sort of helping us with the film, then all the cast and crew, everyone to a person who was just incredible. But it was all-consuming, overwhelming, and I apologize that I wasn't able to sort of chart the journey in real time. But I promise we will be charting the journey as the film takes shape. We'll be editing the film, we'll be submitting it to the big film festivals, the obvious ones, and we'll see what happens with it. So much takeaway, so much reflection. I'm still processing what I've learned as a filmmaker, as a producer on the project. I haven't quite processed it all. I've learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about, with each project, hopefully you're learning more and more how to make good art, good films. Definitely learned that it's just as important who you cast around you, not just the cast of the film. That is very important. Your actors and who they are as people. But also who you cast around you as producers, your team, the crew. That cannot be overstated enough. And relationship, quality of these people's fortitude, just mentally, emotionally, whether they're there for you or there for themselves, all these things are important. And all of it trumps resume, truly. And I've just been grateful to have an amazing team part of this. But that's an important thing, especially in this business where we create these pressure cooker environments, once a year of set life, of production, this insane couple months. Those people you have in the trenches with you, who they are as people, as humans, how they handle stress, how they respond, how they pick themselves up, how they encourage each other, how they have each other's backs. It's so crucial. And it's something I really want to just lean into as I move forward, avoiding people who are in it for themselves and partnering with people who really want to be partners. And it's been a great experience on this. I also was thinking about a conversation I was having with one of the actors and just sort of expectations. When you're excited, you're in the middle of a thing, it's great to talk about the excitement of what's next for the film. It's really easy to sort of get too much emotionally involved in the future that doesn't exist. In a narrative we write about the film and what will happen to it, where it'll go. It's okay to talk about those things, get excited about it. It's okay even to put our hope in something to a degree. We just have to really measure and temper that hope. And we can't write a narrative that hasn't yet been written, the future of the film. because we may not get into Sundance or South by Southwest. I think we're hopeful we will. We're certainly going to try, and we certainly believe we've put together something that's worthy. But you just never know what will happen with the life of a project. And it's important in a business like this where you can have huge hopes. But the problem with huge hopes is that it can also lead to huge disappointment. I don't believe in shutting our hearts off to things that could happen, because hope can be a really powerful thing. But it's just important to keep it all in perspective, keep it all in stride, and know that it's just as much about luck and odds as it is in talent. The odds of our film getting into any particular festival are low, especially the big ones, just because it's a numbers game. There's just more great content than there are room available for. So we're hopeful, and we think we've put together something really amazing, but we don't know. Who knows? And there's a part of that I embrace, just the sort of, the chance of life, the futility to a degree of life, because who knows what can happen. So it's important to really be present, enjoying work for its own sake, enjoying the people around you. We've loved making this film. If the hard drives explode and the film is never able to be completed, that'll be devastating, but it won't take away the experience we had, and it'll be on us to sort of pick it up and try to find a way to move forward. That's just life. It applies to everything in life, no less so than in film. So while we're excited, it's also back to work, back to the work of trying to complete a thing, trying to market a thing, trying to sell a thing, and relying on relationships, relying on a little bit of luck, relying on chance, and having hope, but also having a tempered, realistic expectation too. It's a numbers game. It's a long game. So you keep doing this over and over, project after project. The accumulation of all that work over time really will amount to something that really will be something, I think, to really celebrate. And the career I want, the vision I have for myself, I have never had more confidence in and more faith in. But I also recognize it's a journey. It's a long game, and it's important to just keep plugging away and not live too much in that narrative, that future narrative that hasn't been written yet. So excited to be back, excited to share more about the film as I'm able, and until then, I'll keep charting the journey. Peace.